Phoebe.
And I'm Stephen.
And we are
Just another knitting podcast.
Welcome back and welcome if you're new. This is our little podcast that we do every couple of weeks. And as I said, I'm Phoebe and he's Stephen. And we're a married couple and we both like to knit. What have we got?
Well, and we're from Christchurch, New Zealand.
Oh yeah, we're from Christchurch, New Zealand.
In case anyone's wondering.
We've just had the usual stuff today. Bit of a life update to start with. Nothing major, just what's going on in our little world, and then we'll go through all the knitting and things that we've been up to. We'll start with
Grandchild?
Yeah, we welcomed a new grandbaby into the world. We've been waiting for 9 months. Finally happened on the 12th of December, 12th of the 12th, 24. We welcomed our lovely little Luciano into the world. We think that's what he's going to be called. He's an absolute delight. I was very happy to be in the birthing suite with Mum and Dad, so I got to welcome him when he was brand new. It was very, very special. Pretty full on. Birthing is pretty full on. I don't know how anyone does it. I've done it twice. I don't. Anyway, enough about that. We're very happy to have our new little bubba, which means I've got plenty of knitting to do.
Plenty of opportunities there.
Yeah, because even it's quite warm here, but even in the height of summer, babies need wool. They don't regulate their temperature, so having knitwear for them, because merino, it's so breathable and it's good to help them regulate their temperature. It keeps them warm but doesn't make them too hot. Anyway, yeah.
And so I'm guessing most of you will be watching this between Christmas and New Year. So nearly 2025.
Or some other time in the future, I guess.
Yeah, who knows if you're rolling back through the catalogue.
So for us, it's the 22nd of December. So we are very much looking forward to having a little break over Christmas. So it's Sunday and we've got a couple more days of work. Christmas Eve is Tuesday, and then we've got, a few days between Christmas and New Year, and then back to work on the 6th, that we're both very much looking forward to having a bit of a break.
Yeah, get some knitting done.
And it's probably pretty standard for people in New Zealand to go somewhere else for between Christmas and New Year. A lot of people travel, go on holiday elsewhere. So a lot of people in Christchurch go to Nelson or up the coast or down the coast. But we usually stay home.
Yep. Yeah, we've done our trips for the year, so it's nice to actually take a holiday at home.
Yeah, just to really have some nice downtime, which is really good. Really looking forward to it. It's been a very busy year, lots going on, so yeah. And it's a very warm day today.
It is.
It's not often I get my arms out of sleeves. But I am actually wearing... Shall I start with what I'm wearing?
You should start.
Yours you've talked about a lot, so let's talk about
yours is more interesting than mine.
The new thing. So I wanted to get this finished for Christmas, and I succeeded in that. On the last episode, I had 2 whips. This was one of them that I really wanted to get finished, so I was really pleased to get this finished. It's the Tolster Tea by Rebecca Clower. This is the 4-ply version, so this is in the Miss Babs. It's just one of her standard colourways. This is the colourway is Hot to Trot, and I just really love it because it's got the stellina in it, the flecks of silver. And I think I'm a convert to the idea of wearing knitwear but short sleeves, because it's quite a warm day today, but it has to be very warm before I'm warm enough usually to wear a t-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, you still get the occasional bit of cold wind or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it's really hot outside, but it's only hot in the sun. So.
Yeah, so this is perfect for me. I'm a convert entirely. I need to knit more t-shirts. This is actually the second one of these I've knit, but I actually have another t-shirt, which I kind of knitted to wear over dresses and stuff, but I feel like I need to knit more just plain t-shirts, because I wear t-shirts pretty much all summer. But normally I'd wear them with a cardigan or a jacket, but this is a really good alternative.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and I'm guessing you, hopefully, unless you're new, you'll recognise what I'm wearing. We have kind of rolled around most of the jerseys that I've knit, so I'm now...
we're not even close to getting through mine.
No, BB will be going on for several years worth of episodes before you run out. But I do have one item that hasn't been seen yet, but it's a polar neck. And seriously, today is not the day
It's a bit warm.
for a heavy-duty polar neck. So I'm wearing Troutbeck, which I knit
The world famous, been around the world.
Yes, it has been around the world. I finished it September this year, just before we left to go to Shetland. It's a Marie Wallen pattern. It's 17 colours, colour work, knit flat, seamed. It was an adventure. I'm really wearing the heck out of it, to be honest. It's really nice. It's knit in Rebel Light, which is actually... it's quite good for heat regulation. So even on a fairly warm day, it doesn't get too hot. In fact, it keeps a very consistent temperature, which I really enjoy. So.
Which is good when the weather is still quite changeable, which it kind of is in Christchurch.
It is.
Time of the year.
So even in summer, I've been wearing this to work. And in a warm office environment, it's still quite comfortable. So it's been good.
I wasn't quite finished talking about mine, so I'm going to keep talking
sorry.
about it. It's okay.
I
was super excited to talk about his Troutbeck. So on the last episode, I talked about playing yarn chicken on the other whip that FO that I'm going to talk about shortly, but I also did end up playing a bit of chicken on this one. Yeah. So this is what I had left. And what I did was what I usually do. So I knit down, and then I started weighing my yarn to make sure I was going to have enough. So, and I knew I would have enough, but this was cutting it pretty fine. So basically I knit the whole body, and then I weighed, I knit the whole body, and then I knit the collar, and then I weighed what was left, and knit each sleeve. So I had a little bit on one sleeve, and then for whatever reason, I must have had a little bit more yarn on the other sleeve. So I weighed it in and separated it into two little balls, and so this is all the sleeve I was able to eke out. I probably would have made the sleeves a little bit longer if I had more yarn, and I will definitely be knitting this garment again. Really love it. But I would knit it with a little bit more yarn, so I didn't have to play yarn chicken, because it's not a great feeling to be doing that. And I've complained about this to Stephen, and I mentioned it on the other show, that it kind of has a little bit of striping, a little bit more variegation than I would like. So I think if I'm knitting another garment like this in the future, I'd probably just knit it on a non hand dyed yarn. So a what do they call it? Commercially dyed yarn.
Yeah, something with consistent colour.
Yeah.
From skein to skein and within the skein.
I'm a big fan of Cecia. I really like Cecia Mistral, which actually there's some behind you, Stephen. There's some. If you just move out of the way.
Ah.
No, I didn't mean to do that. But that's the Cecia. You just need to move your head.
Okay.
Anyway. So I've got some Cecia Mistral. I've got black and I've got the purple. And I can always get more. I'd really like a red one. I think a red t-shirt would be quite nice.
Red t-shirts are good.
And then the other thing I was going to say about the Tolster, I'm definitely planning on knitting another one. I really, really like the pattern. Very simple to follow. This is a 4-ply version. There's also an 8-ply. It actually came out as an 8-ply version, and then Rebecca made a 4-ply version of it. I don't think I'd make the 8-ply version. I think that's in a weird kind of zone between summer knitwear and too hot for summer, because it's 8-ply.
A bit chunky, you think?
Yeah, for me anyway. I think a lot of people would wear a 8-ply t-shirt in winter, but that would be too cold for me, because I would have cold arms, but too hot too in the summer. Anyway, but it also has a bunch of other mods. It's a really great pattern, for $10 or $14 New Zealand or whatever it is. You get the 4-ply, the 8-ply version, and then you get a whole lot of mods. So it tells you how to do lace patterning, how to do striping. There's all sorts of mods that people have done, like a cardigan version, to do all sorts of different things with it. And so it's really good value for money, and it's definitely one of those ones where, you know, everyone knows that I'm on the hunt for the perfect raglan. Well, this is definitely one of them for me. I will definitely keep this in my regular kind of whip one out when I feel like I need something.
Did you find it was easier to knit the second time around?
I knit.
Like,
Yes.
so repeat knitting, is it more relaxing, or?
Because I've knit so many raglans at this point, and they're all pretty much the same, it was kind of neither here nor there. But it's because really I'm just using the raglan, the pattern for the stitch counts.
Right.
And like I didn't follow the pattern for the neckline, but I knit fewer stitches around the neckline. I would probably knit closer to pattern next time for that.
Because you've knit a lot of patterns more than once, and I don't think I've ever knit the same pattern twice. So I was just kind of wondering if when you repeat knit them, if you actually get more confident or overconfident, or
I think you get more familiar, particularly in the style of the person as well. So I think you get more familiar, and you're like, oh yeah, I know this bit, and you know that I'll often come to you and go, I don't understand this bit of the pattern. So definitely the second time you knit something through, you'll understand some of the instructions.
right.
Like if I was to knit the slipover again, I wouldn't need to come and ask you about the very confusing instructions. I don't know why I was the only one who found them confusing. Lots of people have knit this, but anyway, yeah. So definitely, you'd probably not refer to I probably didn't refer to the pattern as much the second time.
Okay, that's good. I was just wondering because I mean, there's a few things I'd like to knit again, and you know, I like a good challenging pattern, but sometimes I just wonder if it's sort of more enjoyable the second time you go through.
Honestly, units, a lot of the things you knit are one-offs. You wouldn't want to knit them twice. Like, you're not going to knit Tshirt again. Please say no. Oh, you're thinking.
I'm not going to do it, I don't think. I'm going to try
in the
others.
round, maybe?
I thought of maybe a different set of colours.
Yeah.
And in the round.
Knitting it, using
but I am actually,
Jamesons would be quite nice.
Yeah, I am actually I really like Troutbeck.
And there aren't a lot of other jumpers like it.
Yeah, the more I wear it, the more I actually like it. I mean,
you can make like a muted tones one or something, like make something. You would want to make it different, otherwise people would be like, is it the same jumper or is it a different jumper?
Yeah, it would have to be definitely different colour set. But yeah, so no, it's just in the back of my head. It's not in my immediate plans, but...
Yeah, that's for the best. But I think like the first raglan, that's like one that you could kind of knock out, although you don't love that one.
I don't love it. I wear it. It's good to wear, but it's I have other priorities where it comes to knitting things, I think. So,
it's funny that like some people knit the same garment over and over again. Like people talk about having knit something 7 times or 8 times or whatever, and I had when we were both learning how to knit, we sampled a lot of different knitting, and I think you as well as me, we were looking for differences in pattern.
Yeah.
And different things in the pattern.
Yeah, cables, colour work.
Yeah.
Stockinette. I've got
different seaming.
Yeah, seamed, unseamed, set-in sleeves.
Yeah.
Yokes. There's a whole range. I mean, I've currently I haven't knit a vest / slipover. Yeah, I've got a pattern and I've got the yarn for it, but it's not in my immediate plans.
But you've knit a range of other things. Drop shoulder, you haven't knit a drop shoulder.
Yeah. Saddle shoulder, drop shoulder. I don't know. St. Bridget is a saddle shoulder.
Yeah, it's not a drop shoulder.
Not quite the same. Yeah.
No. And when we were both learning, so me first and then you picked it up, I was purposefully picking patterns that had different things in them. So knitting flat, knitting in the round, set-in sleeves, drop shoulder, raglans, doing like seaming here, doing all sorts of different things, cables, just to try different things out. And then once you get the hang of all of that, doing I-cord, for example, then you're kind of like, okay, I think I've covered almost everything. So the things that I haven't done that you have, brioche, I've done some brioche, but no garments, only accessories
Yeah.
and intarsia, and you've done both of those.
I've done a very basic intarsia here, which hasn't been shown yet.
Magnificent. Wait till you see it, guys.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful jumper. Every time you wear it, I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, it is nice, but yeah, it's really hot.
Anyway, but so I guess I haven't reknit very many patterns because I was trying to sample a wide range. And for me, that is also just knitting different designers. So like knitting a raglan, but knitting Rebecca Clow's one, and then knitting Kate Davies one, and Andrew Marrie's one, and Petite Knit's one, and a whole lot of others, to see what the differences between them are, just to see whose patterns I like.
Right.
And then the same with the yoked sweater. So I've knit yoked sweater, colourwork yoked sweater, and then just plain yoked sweater in a variety of different patterns.
So I guess that's also a good way to get a lot of value out of the patterns as well, is by reknitting them. So.
Yeah, which I think is where I'm getting to now. So
And to try the different variations, yeah.
Yeah, like knitting this again, but knitting it in a plainer colour and with longer sleeves. I do feel slightly uncomfortable having this much of my arms out, and it's not a don't like showing skin thing, but I mean it might be a little bit of that, but it's also just like I just feel slightly less dressed when I'm not wearing sleeves.
No,
Because I'm so used to wearing knitwear every single day. I find that transition from spring into summer really a little bit strange. Anyway, That's just me. Yeah. So, shall we talk about what we're working on at the moment?
Yes. Let's look at our whips.
I'll give you 1 second to guess what Stephen is working on.
Still. Yeah.
Did you say she shader? Well, you'd be right.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's show the progress.
It's still she shader, but I do have progress. So, this is everything that exists with she shader at the moment.
Upside down is better.
It is up. Well, yeah, okay.
It's easier.
So this is it upside down. This is the back. Whoop, there we go. So you can see the steek at the back. I've completed both of the back panels, and then if we turn it around to the front, I have also completed the entirety of the front. So the whole body itself is actually complete from a very base point of view.
Look how beautiful it is. Oh my gosh. And it fits me. It fits really well. Like it fits probably like this one fits.
Yeah, it's snug.
Snug but not tight.
No, and I think when it blocks it'll be a little bit of ease there. So
gosh, it's so beautiful.
So yeah, the next thing for me to do is to do the arms, which I haven't started yet. So I'm just about to start on the arms, which are knit flat. So there's going to be seaming of those.
Why?
Then I need to set them in and stitch up the top.
Yeah.
And then I get to work on the button band. And to be honest, I'm actually quite looking forward to the button band. Mainly because I've been reading the Alice Starmore book of Fair Isle Knitting, and I mentioned, I think in the last episode, that there's a technique for picking up stitches in there. And I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to make picking the button band stitches up easier than what I've done in the past.
That's a good solid edge you've got there.
Yeah, and like I say, I'm pretty proud of the edge. Usually my edges, as you're about to hear when I'm talking about Redford, that was
plot spoiler.
Yeah, the first one I knit flat. The edges are interesting.
Well, let's leave that because that's a plot spoiler now.
Yeah. So that's where we are on she shader anyway.
I can't wait. It better be cold in the summer because otherwise I won't be able to wear it.
Yeah, you can.
Although it's not super thick, so that's only.
It's in 4-ply.
4-ply, so that's definitely a summer.
Well, actually, it's 2-ply. It's 4-ply weight, but it's the Alice Starmore was Hebridean 2-ply.
4-ply always refers to weight, not construction.
I know, except when you buy it from
fingering
her.
weight.
She has 2-ply, 3-ply, and 4-ply available. So
in New Zealand, 4-ply means weight, not construction.
Yeah.
But in other places, people use the word fingering. But when I say that to people, in New Zealand, they're like, you what?
So yeah, it's 4-ply weight, but literally 2-ply. So
2-ply construction.
Construction, yeah.
So,
Anyway,
she shader.
yes.
Oh, it's so exciting. Almost ready.
Yeah,
and it'll be perfect for me for in the office because, air conditioning. They crank up the air conditioning in summer. It's going to be great. I can take it to work and wear it in the office.
Yeah, no, that'll be good. It'd be nice to see it get some wear, but I'm hoping by next time, or the next episode, I should almost be finished. I'm not expecting...
Don't make from promises you can't.
I said expecting, I didn't say it would.
We might end up being really busy and going to the beach and having barbecues and socialising, and then we won't get any knitting done.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have at least the arms complete anyway.
That was a joke, by the way.
Oh, okay. I have no sense of humour.
No.
I lose track of the jokes. But then, there's quite a bit of construction finishing on it. So, the button bands, the neck, and so on.
I know, you knit the whole body and you're like, oh my gosh, that was so hard. Feel almost done. And then you just don't realise that sleeves are almost like knitting a whole garment.
Yeah, and I have to do the steek too. So, it's going to be a new experience.
I think we're going to be doing that together because I'm going to be doing my Marie Wallen steek. So, that'll be exciting. And we'll film it separately, I reckon, both of us.
Us cutting knitting, that'll be...
Yeah. Chop, chop.
Nerve-wracking. Right, that was She Shader. And then, the next thing, BB very kindly blocked.
I did my job, guys. I blocked the sweater. I blocked all the pieces. So how I did it, before we start, do you have a piece there?
I do.
So how I do it, I don't know how you're supposed to do this job, but that's single piece, yep. So how I do it is I just lay them all flat on top of each other. So this is a sleeve. So I laid both the sleeves on top of each other, like face to face, back to back actually. So the wrong side's facing, and then pin them out according to the schematic so that I know that the sleeves are identical in size. They might not be perfect in terms of the schematic, but for the first block, really you're trying to make sure that they're the same size so that when you're easing them together, you know that the pieces are going to fit each other. So that was the seaming part.
Yeah, so this is...
the blocking part.
I've picked up the wrong piece, but so this is a sleeve, which I haven't actually started doing anything with yet, but I am a little concerned. I have seamed one sleeve.
Put it here.
I'm just a little bit concerned that it has stretched quite a bit in the block, so it's quite big or roomy at the cuff. However, the good news is there is a pickup in that cuff to be knit on this afterwards anyway, so I have the ability to cinch it right in.
It did give quite a lot, didn't it?
It did.
And usually the Rebel Light doesn't, so that's kind of surprising.
I put it
here.
Yeah, I put it down to my knitting tight, I guess.
I didn't stretch it at all.
No, it's just like I said.
Just laid it flat and
this is
it out.
This is the first knit flat piece together garment that I actually ever knit. So, I did measure the gauge. I did the gauge swatch and all of that. But again, as you knit, you do the gauge at the start.
I think once you get the cuff on, it'll feel fine.
Yeah. So here's just an example of the fact that it is coming together. So here's two pieces that I've seamed. So this we've got a side panel here which is in reverse stockinette, and then the seam is actually exposed on the outside, which is a little bit interesting.
Okay, and that's reverse stockinette. Geez, you could easily get that wrong, couldn't you?
Yeah, so...
That looks really nice. You've done a good job of that seam.
Yeah, so we're just
He's been very quietly seaming away the last few days, guys.
Yeah, so my comments before about having lots of triangles and it not looking like much, I guess once you actually start to piece it together, it is actually starting to come together into something that's actually the back too. The thing's quite high at the neckline.
I know, but
yeah,
I can't try it on the back.
So yeah, no, it's and it's quite lightweight too. So again, this is knit in Rebel Light. It's very lightweight. It is quite airy.
Beautiful.
So
it'll be great for those summer days when you've got the aircon in the office.
It actually will. It'll be. It's the same yarn as what I'm wearing in Troutbeck, but
half the. Thickness.
But only a single weight. It's not got the double colourwork strands on it. So. Yeah, so that's Redford. Hopefully, again, that'll be seamed up. It'll still, will it be a whip still? I'm not sure.
It might be.
There's a bit of finishing.
Is a long job.
I've also got to knit the ribbed collar on it and then ribbed cuffs as well. But I'm not expecting them to take a lot of time. So
And shout out to Lisa from Unwind and Knit.
yeah, we were in Lisa from Unwind and Knit with me. We were in her shop yesterday, looking for things, and I was in particular looking for some yarn to seam this with, because the Rebel Light is a fairly loosely spun worsted, not worsted, woolen spun yarn, so it doesn't have a lot of strength in it for seaming. So typically I would seam it with something that was a little bit stronger. So Troutbeck, for instance, I seamed with Baby Bandit, which is a worsted spun yarn of a light gauge. But the only Baby Bandit I had was white, so I didn't fancy seaming that with white. So I was on the hunt for something of stronger in a similar colour. And Lisa, I was in there asking her about it, and so she actually just gave me this little half knit ball of her Yarnadelic
John Arbin.
sock yarn. Yeah, so it's a very close colour match.
Yeah, you totally just can't see that yarn at all in there.
No, and it's got a really good strength on it as well. So it's been really good so far for seaming, and it doesn't show. So thank you, Lisa.
Yes, thank you, Lisa.
It was really good. She's also been using this for knitting something in it. So
it's a beautiful colour. She has amazing colours. I was eyeing up the John Arbin, and honestly, when I'm off my knitting diet, because I've knit one garment of the it was the paint by numbers.
Yes.
And I've knit you a hat in Yarnadelic, and it's beautiful yarn to knit with. Absolutely love it.
I was actually eyeing up her Jamesons of Shetland wool, so she's got a lot of the Jamesons of Shetland colours.
Yep.
So
a big stash of them.
So yeah, I'm interested in maybe having a look at something in that space as well, but again, out into the future.
In the future.
Lots of things to do.
We've got a
first.
few things to do before then. Yep. So is that all your whips?
That is all my whips. I'll save my other whip for finished objects. Foreshadowing.
Okay, so I'm kind of in a holding pattern because I want to cast on my next thing off my 20 and 25 on Christmas Day, and I finished my some other whips that I was working on. So my options were finish my Marie Wallen or start something new. What do you think I did?
Well, I haven't seen your Marie Wallen.
I started something new. So, and speaking of repeat knits, this is something I have actually knit before. So, this is Lento by, I can't remember her name. We'll put it on the screen. This is from a Liner magazine. And I have knit this before. One day I'll wear it. It's a bit warm today, but I absolutely love it. It's quite a loose gauge, and it's designed to be knit in 4-ply plus mohair. I knit the original one that I had in kind of a DK worsted weight. It was the NYX from Outlaw Yarn, which is a heavy DK or a light worsted with mohair, with Shibui mohair, beautiful. So silk, merino and Shibui mohair. Great garment. But it was quite a thicker, heavier gauge, whereas this one, I wanted something that was really lightweight. So I wanted something that was like the Love Note or Ranunculus gauge, which is what this is. It's 15 stitches on a 6mm needle, and I kind of felt like I could probably bang this out pretty quickly. So I cast it on Friday night and just started it, and then so this is Saturday and Sunday's knitting, and I'm about halfway down the body now, so I should have the body done today. So the body should be a couple of days of knitting, so that just lets you know how quick it is off the needles. The yarn is absolutely beautiful. Is there anything more I need to say about the pattern? You can't get it except in Liner magazine, which is a real pain. It's really annoying that they do that sometimes in the magazines they don't release them, and it was released years ago. It must be 3 or 4 years old, and it's still not available as a single pattern, which is a pain. So you have to get the Liner magazine to be able to knit the Lento. But I mean, it is literally just a plain old top down regular.
Right.
Um,
The yarn?
yes, so this is the yarn. This is what I've knit it in. So this is Yarn Floozy, which is a New Zealand hand dyer, and it's knit in the the base yarn is single spun. So talking about weight construction. So this is single spun rather than 2-ply or 3-ply, and the yarn is 70% merino and 30% silk. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful to knit with. Really soft. It has a really good sheen on it. And I really love the colour. The colour of this one is Sodalite. And then it's held double with the mohair. And the colour of that one is Sea Holly. And that's 72% kid mohair and 28% silk. Also by Yarn Floozy.
Yeah. So there's a slight difference in the colours on this too. So it's got a slight variegation in it, but not to the extent that
that I don't have OCD about it.
No. I mean, the colours on it are great. It's like looking into the sort of
I'll hold it up.
A deep ocean, really. It's got that real deep sea green, but you've got slight flecks of yellow, or well, not yellow, but sort of a dark gold almost in there. But yeah, it's a real...
It's kind of like what it says on the tin. It looks like sea holly.
Yeah, it genuinely does. It's
it looks like the ocean.
It's really a beautiful colour.
A gorgeous colour.
Yeah.
And I when I got the yarns, I was going to get both of them in that colour, which is the Sodalite, or both of them in this colour, which is Sea Holly. But they were quite different from each other because they were dyed the same, but on different yarns. It meant that this one, the two that were the same looked quite different from each other. So the mohair version of each of these colours didn't look alike. So it would have created... what's the melange? What's it when it's got the fleeks in it?
Variegation?
No.
Marling?
It would have created a marl effect. Sorry, guys. Words. And I didn't want that, so I actually got two different colours that would look more the same. So the mohair is still really quite a lot lighter, but it's a lot closer than if I had have knit them both in the Sodalite or both in the Sea Holly. Anyway, that short story long. This is my work in progress, so I'm hoping to have this finished. I need to get it finished, this is my goal, before Christmas Day, because I am one way or the other casting on my next jumper on Christmas Day, and that's the Blasiper by Gudgeon Johnson. So I'm casting that on Christmas Day, whether this is finished or not, and I really want to get this finished because I want to be able to wear it. I really just love the texture of it. Like, it's very lightweight. It's very similar to my Love Note, which I wear all the time in the summer as just a nice comfy garment to wear over top of things when the weather's not super warm. Blah blah blah. So that's my one work in progress, and I'm still working on my sock. Like, I could have, when I finished the other stuff, I could have finished my sock, and I've mostly finished my sock, but I actually really like having a sock to be able to knit on when I'm kind of out and about and I just want to grab and go something. So I stopped knitting at the heel turn so that I would have the foot to knit when I'm out and about. So that's now my out and about knitting, and I didn't want to finish it because then I'd have to cast on another one, and then I'd have, anyway. So still got a sock that I'm knitting on as well, so I should have that finished by the next episode. And actually, speaking of the sock, not that you were, I was, but I'm thinking I'm going to do a afterthought heel.
Okay.
Just knit a tube. So you cast on the...
Is that new for you?
Cuff. Yeah. Cast on the cuff, knit a tube, knit a heel, knit a toe, close it up, and then you cut in the heel.
Cut, or do you do it like you do with a glove and
you can do it both ways. So you can do a forethought heel where you put in the line of yarn,
and then you pull the yarn out and it comes apart.
or an afterthought where you cut it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cutting it.
Yeah, I actually thought maybe I would do the forethought heel so that you actually put the piece of yarn in, because that seems less scary. But
glove technique, right?
yeah, and I've done that tons of times. But Summer Lee's book, so the sock that I'm knitting at the moment is from her book. She goes through all of the different heels and how to do them, and just thinking about what we were talking about before with trying new techniques.
Yeah.
I've tried a few different sock heels, and I do prefer the heel flap and gusset, but I haven't tried the afterthought. That's the only one I haven't tried. Well,
Right.
of the kind of main ones that people do, fish lips.
Yeah.
I haven't tried.
Yeah. I've only knit one pair of socks, which
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure I could show them on here, but they've got holes in them.
No, I
fixed
done them up.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Nice.
Megan's been wearing them.
Oh, actually. Okay, so not available to be worn.
They're beautiful socks.
Yeah, it was the Moonlight socks, I think, by Hohi Locatelli.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to go on a bit of a journey of exploration with socks over the summer. Exciting.
Yeah.
You can never have too many socks.
And not in your 2025, so it's your in-between projects.
Yeah. So socks and hats and scarves I kind of have as my in-betweeners.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Finished objects?
Yes.
Are we up to that yet?
Yes.
Okay. Finished objects. Okay, I'll start with the interesting stuff first. Well, my finished objects, as shown before, or last episode, yes, I have knit some more leaves, and they are finished. So what I don't think I've done for a while is I haven't shown what the actual eagle collar, which is what I'm talking about, is actually going to look like. So I have from Alice Starmore the pattern cards. I've flashed up pattern cards from Alice before regularly. So I thought I'd just show them briefly. So this is what the eagle collar is going to look like from the front. Oh yeah, upside down. So these are a couple of examples. And then from the back, this is what they look like. So I'm knitting the version which, this one here, which is in the lighter colours, and it doesn't have quite so many feathers on it. The red version is the 7-layer collar and has an extra layer of feathers as well. So, so to actually show progress, here's my... Oh, I've lost one.
This garment she's wearing is also amazing. This here.
Yeah, I'll look into that next. Maybe. Here's my little stack of feathers.
Oh, so cute.
So I have 5 of them now. So here they go. I'm not entirely sure how interesting this is, but there we go. There's a row of feathers which will be at some point joined together. Knitting these is kind of interesting. I'm starting to learn that they're not going to be all identical. It's a little bit of an exercise in tension to try and get them the same size. There's not a lot of knitting in them. They're only about 10 rows.
Yeah, you just kind of banged that out yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, I can knit one in maybe an hour. So they're not huge amounts of work. But yeah, it's an interesting tension exercise trying to keep them the same. So I feel by the time I've done 20 of these and another 20 of the smaller size, I'm going to have a lot of practice at trying to get things
You can block them to
tensioned
be
the same.
the same. Oh, they're pretty close.
They're not too bad. The latest one's quite loose or a bit bigger. So, but I was playing around with the tension on the Channel Island cast on the edge.
Let's not talk about
Ends, yeah.
this.
Maybe when I'm doing some
Oh my
television
goodness.
watching, I'll prematurely sew a few ends in. But so yeah, so 2 leaves, additional leaves, finished object,
Yay.
maybe. And that's pretty much all I've got to show. Like I say, I've been hard out working on She Shader. That's where my attention's been for the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
Baby, did you have anything that you've
Well,
finished?
so I finished my Tolster, and then I also managed to get this finished. So this is the Stockholm Slipover V-neck by Petite Knit, and I knit this in Miss Babs. The base yarn is Miss Babs, and this was the Rhinebeck colourway, and knitting for Olive soft silk mohair. This was the saga I had last time that I ran out of yarn, so I got the second skein, and I actually decided that it was long enough, and all I needed the second skein of the Miss Babs, which finally arrived after travelling halfway around the United States, was to knit the bottom.
And how was the colour on it?
Well, I mean, you can see for yourself. You can't really tell. I mean, I can tell because I'm, colour OCD, but you can't really tell the difference. The mohair really helps because the mohair batches were the same.
Right.
But it's a bit lighter and brighter, I would say, and the colour pops are different. So you can see in there, there's like darker bits that the other one doesn't have, but I'm really happy with the result. I'm actually going to reblock it because I have to say I was very over this by the time I finished. It kind of sat in the naughty corner for ages, and I'm just like, I just want this thing finished. I want to be able to wear it. It made me grumpy. So when I blocked it, I probably just kind of threw it on the ground and didn't worry about it too much. Right. And it's a little bit, dare I say, after worrying it wouldn't be long enough. It's a wee bit long. It's in a kind of a strange spot for me where it's not long, but it's not short, and so it kind of fits in between. I want it on my waistband or well below my waistband, and right. It's neither of those, so it kind of sits and kind of bunches up around my waist, around my top of my hip. So I'm going to reblock it, and I also noticed when I put it on that this goes off to the side.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can kind of see it.
Alright, if I look, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not actually symmetrical.
Okay, I think I know, yeah. I had that thing with this as well. One of the things I noticed, and I think it occurs in a lot of V-neck patterns, is that there's an instruction in the pattern, and I missed it on this Marie Wallen one. There's an instruction in the pattern to put the central stitch at the base of the V on hold before you knit up both sides, and then so it stays as a live stitch.
Oh, that's not how I constructed.
No, and so I didn't do that on this. So if you look really closely at the V on Troutbeck, I had to make one to get the right stitch, but you've got to look really closely.
This one's different. It's constructed different than that, but it's just when I blocked it, I just didn't make sure that was straight up and down. It's still it's correct, and it's symmetrical. It's
right.
just blocked.
Okay, so yours is quite fixable. Yeah.
Yeah. I just need to reblock it. So I'm going to reblock it, and just when I blocked it, I kind of stretched it to be longer because I was really worried that it wasn't long enough because I ran out of yarn. But actually, then I made it too long. So I'm going to block it again and make it a bit wider because it could be a bit wider. That would be fine, and be like a bit of a loose fit. I'm feeling a bit warm now to relax the yarn. You must be dying.
In a closed room. The door shut and the windows closed.
And no air conditioning on a hot day. Anyway, the other thing was that I picked up and knit one of these, and then it was hanging all the way down about here and didn't look very good, and it was really baggy. Like at the bottom it was really sagging, the ribbing was, because I'd picked up too many stitches. So I actually ripped the whole thing out and re-picked it up with fewer stitches. So from the underarm to about here I picked up every other stitch because I wanted to really cinch that in, and I think it still is bagging a little bit. You can see
it is quite a large armhole,
but it is already a large
it feels like the nature of the beast though.
Yeah Anyway, so that was just a mod that I made after consulting with myself. I decided that I would
do some pattern surgery,
make that change. And I'm much happier with it. Like, I think it fits me around here. I can wear that with a shirt, and it's got a little bit of room for a less fitted garment underneath if I was wearing a shirt that's not tightly fitted.
Yeah, I think it would look good with a shirt.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you with a shirt on underneath that yet.
No, because I haven't worn it.
No.
Because it's either not warm enough or too warm.
No.
Like, it just needs to be that perfect middle ground.
No, I think it'll look good.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's my FO. Very happy to have it done, and definitely keen to knit more vests. I really love it. Yep. And then I wasn't sure whether I was going to finish this or not, but I finished my small fries. Lots of complaining.
Seriously, I am so happy that this is finished.
Me too. So this is it's supposed to be a really simple pattern. I don't know. Sometimes my brain just doesn't work the same as everybody else's. I don't know what happens, but it's just knits and purls and slip stitches. It's really good, the pattern, how it ends up, because it kind of looks, oh, don't look at that defect there, you can see it. It ends up looking like, I think a little bit like brioche, which I really like. So it means that it's reversible, fully reversible, a bit like the Sophie scarf, which is stockinette. So it's kind of like stockinette, but a bit more interesting because it's got that rib in it.
Yeah, it's a clever stitch pattern.
Yeah.
I think I said I had one of the first scarves I ever knit was in something similar, but I don't think it had the slip stitches. But anyway.
Yeah, so this is, perfect for this weather where we're sweating our way through wearing knitwear. But it's definitely one that I will wear in the winter. Like, so good just to, when you're popping out or you're going for a walk or something and the weather's cold. So I like wearing them kind of like that, or you can wear it, I did this the other week with the Sophie as well, just tie it round and tie it up.
Yeah.
So cute.
And it's a lovely colour too. So it's a real dusky, smoky sort of pink.
Yeah, it's definitely a pink that I wear, so there's tons of things on my wardrobe that I would wear this with. And so now, after spending ages knitting it, honestly, I just sat down and I was like, I'm just going to keep knitting this until it's finished, and just plugged away at it for what seemed like an eternity. And yeah.
Yeah, I don't often say it, but you're right. It did feel like an eternity.
Yeah. Sorry. It's why I knit on raglans, because they're not painful, and it doesn't feel like it's taking like a millennia to finish.
Is that 2 stars on Revelry Fun to Knit?
No, it's actually a really good pattern, and it had, I was complaining at one point on this that I didn't have, it was written out but I didn't have a chart. It's because I hadn't printed the chart, but I went back to the pattern. Our lovely friend Val offered to actually make me a chart from the written instructions, and then I gave her the pattern and she's like, this already has a chart. I'm like, oh my god, sorry Val. I'm an idiot. So once I had the chart, it was a lot easier, and eventually I kind of was able to memorize the pattern, so it was fine. And then I was kind of away after that. So that's the Small Fry Scarf by Samantha Guerin, and I knit that in, it's Cashgora, so it's cashmere, by Cashmere Wool People. Very nice garment. I'm really looking forward to being able to wear that in winter. And then just for funsies, because I don't know, I was bored one night, I decided to knit a dishcloth.
Yeah, well, we kind of need another one of those.
Yeah, we needed some. So, and I have some just random kind of stripy cotton yarn, so I thought I'd knit a few. I knit one and then it really hurt my hands. I was so surprised. I've never experienced that before, and I think it's because I don't usually knit in cotton. I usually crochet in cotton. Right. But it was quite painful on my hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's just the swatch, a Gala stitch swatch, is it?
Yeah. No
pattern, just a square?
Whatever.
Just asking. It's the special dishcloth pattern by...
No, it's literally just 32 stitches, 4mm needle, DK weight, cotton yarn, and then garter stitch.
You could become a pattern designer.
Yeah, my very first pattern.
Yeah, a dishcloth.
Ta-da, dishcloth. I did think about doing a side-to-side one where you do the increasing, but I actually just really wanted... It was in the middle of the small fry after I'd just finished kind of finishing off the Stockholm and having all the trouble with the picking up stitches. I hate picking up stitches. Sorry, you.
I know, I'm looking forward to it. I probably won't after I've done it, but
Yeah. And I just needed something mindless, and I thought a couple of dishcloths. Anyway, not very exciting, sorry.
Lovely.
Scraping the bottom of the FO barrel there.
Right.
What else have we got?
Acquisitions?
Oh, yeah, acquisitions. Do you want to go first, or shall I?
I'll go first.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one's good.
Well, as I mentioned before, we went and saw Lisa in her shop from Unwind and Knit with me, and it was the first time I've actually been there, so I was...
She opens on a Saturday morning, which is super convenient and doesn't live very far from us, so it's very helpful.
Yeah, just around the corner. So, yeah, I was quite taken with her selection of yarn, and was very restrained. In fact, I don't think we bought any yarn.
I mean, not technically, but...
No. It was an accessory shop.
Yeah.
So anyway, Lisa carries, as you probably know if you've watched our previous episodes, when I was over at Rhinebeck, I picked up a thread and maple folder.
Sure.
So I have it here. So here's the folder. It was looking a little bit sad because if you don't have enough pages in it, the clasp actually is quite loose and floppy, so I felt the need to get another page. Plus I also had a whole bunch of needles that needed arranging. So
filed away.
So yeah, what I actually did was I purchased myself a new page from Lisa. So this is a dual needles page, so it just has a wee zip rather than a pocket, because I've got enough pockets. And yeah, I've managed to store my whole set of rosewood needles there now. So, and then a couple of extras on the end.
What are the rosewood ones? What brand are they?
I honestly don't remember.
I think they're Leica, aren't they?
It doesn't say. It was a special box kit that I bought at some point. But yeah, so I just got I think it's the Addy sized thread and maple. I mean, realistically, it's elastic of various sizes. It doesn't specifically matter brand specific.
Lisa talked about this on her show this week, how the different thread and maple make a different one of these inserts. This is excuse the Velcro. A different insert for every type of needle that you can get. So you can get Shiagu ones and Knit Pro ones and all sorts, and these are for Addies. But really, they're all pretty much the same. Yeah,
I mean, they all hold needles. They're all stretchy. What's different is I think there's different sizes stamped into the beside the needles. So,
depending on what kits.
Yeah, how the different brands of needles label their needles. Like, so some of them are US sizes, some of them are millimeter sizes.
And some kits, like the Mindfuls by Knit Pro, have 3.5, 4, but they don't have the 3.25 or the 3.75.
There's different size sets on these tabs as well. So really it's just about having a good look at what's actually there, thinking what you're going to be putting in them, and then making a choice.
But as Lisa said, you could put all 3.5s in there if you wanted to. They're all going to fit because these are quite stretchy little
so
bunches.
You can see on the end here, this is like I think the 10s or something, so I've just gone and jammed 2 sets of needles in there just to fill out the elastic, so haven't overstretched it. And I bought myself a new pair of scissors because I had this Notions page, but it was looking a bit empty and a bit sad, so
they're nice little scissors.
Yeah, they're Chiagu ones, I think.
They are.
So
I might have to steal those.
No, because then I won't have anything to put in there.
Where's my Chiagu?
So that was my acquisition anyway.
So should we get into this? You're a Knit Pro knitter for the most part, though, eh?
Yes.
The thing that you mostly knit with is this line.
Yes, the Zings. I've said it before, but I like them a lot. We're going over old territory here, but, they've got a nice blunt tip. I like a blunt tip. And they're also really smooth. So I've noticed, I have a set of graphites that also Knit Pro, but honestly, they're just not that well made, and they've on the tips they're quite pointy, but they have an imperfection right on the tip of the needle, and
And
as
you can feel it.
you can, as you touch and bring the needles together, you can actually feel the tip scraping the other needle, and on metal that's like fingernails down a chalkboard. So I really don't enjoy that as much.
And like me, you have these as well. These are Knit Pro Symphonies.
Yes.
And so this is. Do you think that would be your wooden needle of choice? Because you've got these ones.
I use the rosewood ones.
Oh, yeah.
I've knit a few garments on the rosewood. The reason I don't use the wood quite so much as the metal is that I find them a bit sticky. As in, the yarn doesn't slip easily along it, which is why I like the metal ones. My knitting style is one where I basically just rely on no friction on the yarn just to move the stitches along for a sort of a steady
You
knitting
kind
pattern.
of just throw your stitches along. That's the same as me.
Yeah. Whereas when I'm using the metal, the wooden ones, it doesn't quite have that degree of slippiness. So I tend not to favour them.
Same. I think
Not that they're bad.
I did take wooden needles away with me because I thought they would get through security more easily. So I had a backup set of wooden needles. I knit with my metal ones, but I took wooden ones as well.
Yeah.
When we were travelling, just in case. But also, I think if you've got a particularly slippery yarn, they might be helpful. Like if you're knitting with silk or something like that.
Yeah, maybe I haven't knit with a lot of silk, but there are situations where, or almost if you're at the beginning of a garment and you've got that first couple of rows after the cast on and everything's just sliding around, sometimes I kind of regret my choice of metal and think maybe I should start on a wooden set, and then once I'm about 3 or 4 rows in, move to the metal ones, which is something I might try in the future, just for maximum comfort and self-indulgence.
So Lisa from Unwind and Knit With Me sells the thread and maple in her shop, and it's very reasonably priced. I think it's definitely a luxury item, but there's more expensive leather you can get. And Thread and Maple is a Canadian brand, and all of their leather work is made in Ukraine. So you're kind of supporting good things if you buy their leather items.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And what did you get on our shopping trip, Phoebe?
Well. So I got these. So when I cast on the what did I just cast on? Lento. I've this is going to be a short story long. Sorry. I'll try and make it short. So I've just switched from Mindfuls to Chiago's. And so I had, a while ago, bought this kit, but it doesn't have shorties in it. So I went and bought shorty sets. So I have these 2 shorty sets, and they've been doing me really well. So I cast on using shorties, and these ones have, these are mini shorties. So they're for like sock knitting. They're teeny tiny little needles, up to like 3.25s, and then the next set up go from 3.5 through to 5s. But the one that I'm knitting now required that I had a 6mm needle, and so I didn't have 6mm shorties. I just feel I'm very sad about that. And I kind of suffered my way through it by I kind of tried using my long needles, but I just didn't have enough stitches to be able to actually do that. And so I went back to my Mindfuls because I got Mindful shorties and knitted with those, which was fine, but I prefer the Chiago, so I wanted to be able to knit with them. So while we were at Lisa's, I noticed that she had some, sorry, I'm just making a mess here, that she had the shorties of the bigger needles. So this one has, the other one finishes at 5s, and then this one has 5.5, 6, 6.5 and 8s.
Nice.
So I didn't get to knit with them because I was finished, but I'm going to knit the sleeves. I still wanted to get them because I wanted to be able to knit sleeves in the round on them when I get there. So these will come in super handy, and I just really love them. I don't find them difficult to knit with. I know some people struggle with the small circumference, but I don't at all, and I prefer it than Magic Loop. So yeah, very happy that now I've got all of the shiagus, and then I also just bought some more cables and a cable organizer. So boring, but I just bought one of the pouches because I'm now starting to collect up, like.
Maybe put them away afterwards.
Yeah, okay, good plan. Yeah, so I'm starting to collect up some cables because the shiagus you have to have different. They have different connectors on the ends, depending on whether you've got small or.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can't see that probably on the screen, but
It's definitely different sized.
Yeah, but they have this is a small and this is a large, and so the bigger the needle, they actually have a different connector, which actually makes a better knitting experience because this end that's sliding is actually bigger, so it actually is better. It kind of
You don't get that wee bump.
yeah, you don't. It's a more seamless transition from the needle to the cable, and the cables are a little thicker too. The further up you go, so I feel that they feel.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. They're definitely different diameters.
Yeah, I feel like Shiagu have really thought about the knitting experience and actually thought about the process of knitting and how it's going to feel for the knitter. And so while it's a bit of a hassle needing two different sets of cables, that's worth it to me because I spend so much time knitting that having good tools is worth the extra money for me. I mean, it's not on everybody's budget, and I understand you knit with what you've got. And Stephen's still knitting on cruddy old cables. Doesn't seem to care.
No, it holds the stitches. It's like, they haven't broken yet, so no need to replace.
Yeah, so I just stocked up on a few bits and pieces from Lisa, who also stocks lots of Shiagu stuff as well. So it was good to have a chat with her about how all of that cable stuff works. It was a bit confusing for me, and she just explained that all to me, which was very helpful.
Awesome.
And then I did say I didn't get any
yarn,
but I did get this stuff. So this is called Stellaris, which is viscose polyester and metallic yarn. So this one is black
gold, I think it was.
gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and colour 167.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
167.
And I got it to knit something that is not in my 20 for 25.
So 26 for 25?
No, well, I'm allowed to knit other things. It's just that I have to knit the 20 and 25.
Right, and you've clearly been hit by the Stellina bug.
Oh, I love a sparkle. Who knew? I mean, I knew, but
Yeah.
I think everybody who knows me knew. Yeah, so I'm really keen to try it. I did think when I took it home, I probably need another ball of it. I have a very big aversion to yarn chicken. It's been a very unpleasant month with yarn chicken, and I do not want to play it again. So I am going to get another one from Lisa, because this is only 560 meters.
Oh, right.
Which even if I knit this on every second row, which is what Lisa suggested I do,
It still won't. They'll be tight.
I'm limited in the garments that I could actually knit with it, and I'm really keen to knit either a black double mohair garment, and there's we're kind of into future plans now, but that's fine. There's a Petite Knit has a couple of sweaters, the cloud and the cumulus.
Right. Oh, yeah. What is it? Is it actually the cumulus or is it the cloud?
No, it's both. She's got two.
Oh, I see.
Cool,
it's two
different
patterns.
things.
We were struggling over this yesterday.
Cumulus is a type of cloud.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she has my knitting pals have been knitting double mohair garments, and I think that's the cumulus in a cardigan, and my friend Shorties has knit the sweater version of it, and I really love it. I just gorgeous, and so I really want to knit a black one, and I have some black mohair. I have a sweater quantity of black mohair, so I think I really want to knit that, and it should go pretty fast because it's knit on bigger needles, and so I'm thinking I will knit it with this to make it a bit of a sparkle.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, be looking forward to seeing what that looks like.
Yeah, well, you get to see it in the future.
I will.
At some point. That's not now, because I've got a lot of knitting in front of me.
You sure do.
So that was all my acquisitions. It was really nice to go see Lisa and see her little shop, and it was really busy when we were there, which is nice to see. Really important to support local, which is what we want to do. So we make sure we try and spend our money at our local yarn shops. Yeah.
Yep, wherever possible.
Yeah.
Now, did you want to talk about future plans? Have you got any? I mean, my future plans are to carry on.
Keep knitting.
Keep knitting. I think I might have some actual future plans maybe next episode because I might have a few things ticked off. But
Yeah, it would be really nice to get shisha done so you can cast on.
yeah, I did say at the beginning I'm not the fastest of knitters, so a lot of my whips will be multi-episode whips, but BB more than makes up for
But
it with.
it's about the journey, like,
Yeah.
and I guess that's what we are here to talk about as well, because I know other podcasts have talked about feeling the pressure to get something done for the show, and I'm never gonna feel that pressure because honestly, we do this for ourselves, and we're glad that you're here, and that you're listening, watching. But we knit for ourselves, and we do the show for ourselves.
But honestly, I can relate to that sentiment though. I mean, you kind of episode after episode, you become very aware that it's really you're just talking about the same thing as you were last time.
Yeah.
Even though you're significantly further along and you've put a lot of effort into it.
Luckily.
Yeah. It's a team effort.
Luckily, there's 2 weeks between episodes, and I can usually knit at least one garment in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just in my usual knitting without rushing my way through things. But so future plans for me, I'm going to finish my Lento before next Wednesday, which is Christmas Day, and then I'm going to cast on my Blessipper. I'll cast on Blessipper regardless of whether Lento is finished or not.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to Blessipper. And then I'm going to try and be as monogamous as possible. So finish Lento, cast on Blessipper, finish the Marie Wallen, because honestly that's been in the back of my mind for months now, and I really just want to get it done. And then just start working through my 20 and 25.
Awesome. Is your Marie Wallen in your 20 and 25?
No, because it's supposed to be finished
before
before 2025. Okay. I have to finish it by...
You've got a week.
December the 31st. No, okay. That's a week and
a... Excellent. No.
Yeah, that's... Okay, yeah, maybe I won't get it finished. But I need to get it off the needles because it's kind of been languishing, and I don't like languishing whips. I know a lot of people have multiples and they feel fine with that, but that's not me. The one thing that we didn't talk about...
What was that?
Is that I did a bit of yarn rearranging.
Oh yeah, right, okay.
I mean, just briefly.
Yeah, we're at the end.
It really is only exciting for me, probably. But I did some yarn rearranging in our yarn cupboard. So, this is my yarn cupboard. It's not Stephen's.
Yeah.
None of his yarn is in here. So I kind of...
Yeah, you can only see 2.5 rows. There's actually it's 4 rows high.
And then the bottom.
And then the bottom bit, yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of arranged it based on the things I'm going to be knitting. So my Blessipper is here, and these are other things that I plan on knitting. And so all up here as well is all the things that I'm planning on knitting. So if you move your head out of the way, these ones, so that are both a garment. And as well as accidentally kind of by colour, and trying to keep like yarns with like yarns.
Right. So what you're saying is, as you work through your 25 and 25, we're going to see these change and empty out. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yep. And I don't have any plans to stash any new yarn until we go to Bendigo. So we've booked.
Yep.
We've booked our flights, accommodation. We haven't booked our rental car yet, but we're all booked to go to Bendigo for the sheep and wool show.
Yep.
In
July.
Very exciting. Really looking forward to that. And I'm keen to see if any other yarnies in Australia are going and have a bit of a meet up there, if other people who watch the show or other podcasters and their people are going to be there. That would be really exciting. So I'm going to reach out to the other couple of Australian yarn podcasters, knitting podcasters, and see if they're going, because I think that would be kind of fun.
Yay.
Stephen's like, oh, I have to talk to other people.
Hi.
It'll be fine.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Stephen. Yeah. I'm probably a little more social than Stephen is, let's just say.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's us.
It is. I think we
for another
to the
week.
end.
We really have to leave this room because it's really warm.
It's quite warm, yeah.
Stephen, for some reason, decided to wear Tshirt. I'm not sure why.
Healthy glow.
So for another 2 weeks, when we see you next, it'll be post-Christmas. So for those who celebrate, happy holidays.
Yes,
and I hope that you're having a safe and happy time.
Yeah, and don't forget to please give us a like or a subscribe.
Yep, if you haven't subscribed and you like the content, if you subscribe, it means that you'll get more of the same.
Yeah.
I should also say I'm planning on, at the end of the year, making a Everything I Knit in 2024 video. Stephen's will be really short.
I might even do that too. But
mine will be hours long.
Yeah, his will be hours. Mine will be about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I did one last year, but I did it in fast forward. But I might actually do it a bit slower this time, just to reflect on everything I've knitted. It's good to be able to reflect back, I think, because we put a lot of work into this, and it's nice to actually take a moment and say, look at everything that I managed to achieve in this year in my craft. Yeah.
All right.
So until next time.
Yes. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later.
Ka kite.
Goodbye.